disappear for several weeks. I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Wow.
Introducing ADT Self-Setup featuring Google Nest products. Now you can easily install your system that's backed by ADT's 24/7 monitoring with no long-term contracts.
Hey, you too.
Where the most trusted name in home security adds the intelligence of Google, you have a home with no worries. Brought to you by ADT.
That was Tyrone Daniels' attorney. He's going to turn himself in, but he doesn't want to speak with us at this time. His client is claiming self-defense. I think Tyrone Daniels is going to say that because the guy threw the chair at him, that's what made him pull the gun out. I don't think his life was in danger. Just thinking that it had to be a better way.
Tribute to his fallen friend publicly, as did Ramo, and of course G Herbo, who would rap about C-Mo in numerous songs like his Computer's Freestyle, where he said that he would let off 16 gunshots for C-Mo. But the No Limit members would barely have time to mourn their loss of C-Mo before tragedy would strike once again, as only one day later, the news would break of yet another No Limit death, because the same day that C-Mo was killed, Tracy Gibson Jr. would be riding in a car with friends around the 7500 block of South Merrill Avenue. At about 1:30 p.m, the car passed a group of around 6 to 8 people, standing
Ain't nobody out here fucked up neither though. Boy, chase me every day and I got packs and whatever else you niggas want, man. Come down. Stop shooting out cars, man. My young niggas, they kill shit, man. My young niggas be tripping. Ain't no gold heads down there, ain't nothing.
back at the perceived disrespect coming from G Herbo and No Limit. On March the 21st, 2017, Shooter Shells would drop his song Godfather, where he once again mocks Yogi, saying that they smoke him, going on to infer that that killing was revenge for Scoots. As he raps, he was in jail when Scoots died, and he couldn't say goodbye. Now it's rumoured that only 9 days after this song, Shooter Shells would catch another body, with this rumoured to be his 5th murder, the 4th committed against No Limit. This being a very personal killing, the shooting of the father of Lil Wet, or Wet Mutt from NLMB, who went by the No Limit member was accused of, just before Shooter Shells was killed, that may well be one of the most shocking incidents in this story, and perhaps even Chicago drill history at large. And that's the story of Lil Wet from No Limit, who allegedly killed 4 people in one night. On March the 30th. Following his death, the police would come out publicly to say that Big Wet was indeed a documented gang member. Big Wet was apparently an OG in No Limit, the Chicago gang that had been battling for decades for control of Terrortown, and he had apparently faced murder charges twice in the past. Some have suggested that Big Wet's killer may have been Shooter Shells from Black Moth, but for the record, others have contended this version of events. But much more
what the fuck going on in the streets. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's what a drill is. A drill is you rapping about what's really going on. And bloggers will call me and be like, who you think I should interview, bro? I got this amount on the budget. They don't even be knowing I'll be sending them their way, bro. Even though they say bad shit about me. I just want to see niggas eat. Who I think should eat this week? Oh, I'm going to give it to him. And they going to do an interview with them. So I ain't no hateful nigga. I just R number, M number. That's what you is when you go to jail. Nobody care about who you is on the streets, bro, when you go to prison. And in the county, yeah, you a star. When you go to prison, bro, you an R number. If you get too loud, they gonna ship your ass to another joint somewhere. If they see you kicking it with your homies, them too tough, you gonna go to another.
Respect, because now he with JT. Not that he just because he with me, so let me be clear. But he needed a cosign. Right. I'm the first one to cosign Master P. Nobody else in the Bay. 40 them didn't touch him. Nobody didn't touch P until he got to a certain level of hotness. But I'm the first one to stamp him and cosign him. And shout out to EA Ski them and Oakland. They also stamped him, cosigned him. And that album took flight. But when that album came out, and I was on his album, and he seen the results, and he seen the compilation, he like,